So I just bought this forklift. It's a TCM FD80. I paid $5,000 with the intention to move machinery with this. I've got a pretty heavy machine that needs a pretty big couple of machines to lift it, so I think this will do it. She's definitely a pretty high miler, but you know, I couldn't say no for $5,000. It's an Isuzu diesel, and it actually does run. Let me just start it up. Runs pretty good for $5,000. None of the cylinders leak on it. Forks are cut off, but that's not a big deal. Okay, got a bit of an update video on this TCM forklift. In the last video I talked about the forks being cut off being not a very big deal, and that is because we have these. They come off of a 30,000 pound lift. We just cut them off a few days ago to suit this forklift better. Their original design was fairly weak, especially with those forks they had adapted to it. It put a lot of mechanical advantage on this middle bar and the circular round bars that hold the forks. So this piece was bent out. There's a piece of a cylinder rod off of a hydraulic cylinder that they were using in this side of the forklift. It was bent. A lot of stuff was bent up on it. Stuff was tore off of it. So anyway, we're beefing this middle support up to 3-inch. Adding some big 45 cutouts for welding. There will be a top piece up here that will support our round bar. We have moved it from pretty low on this forklift, and we're going up here. I don't know how well you can see that. Roughly around there. So we'll raise it up so there's less mechanical advantage on the bar. And we are dropping this from about 1 foot to 6 inches. So again, the forks will drop down, be raised up, the bottom of the forks, and apply less mechanical leverage onto this bar up here. The bar it used to have was also 2.5 inch. We're going to beef it up to 3.25 inch of 4340 HTSR. We'll need about 7 feet for the front of this lift. That'll be a pretty skookum piece. And in general, it should just be a lot heavier. A couple days ago, went down to work, and at the end of the day I turned these up, bored them out, faced them. They are the new eyes for the forks. It is 4.5 inch diameter by 5/8 wall. And we cut this cylinder off, the side shift. We're going to move that cylinder right in here, and it'll be pushing against this. The back will be tied to this. This forklift was already plumbed for side shift and the forks, the cylinders for moving the forks. So that's what this cutout is. 2 cylinders will sit in here, and with this 4th lever, it'll move these big heavy forks in and out, or side to side, sorry. So they'll move together in tandem, together out, because there's no real way of moving these by hand. They're just too heavy. So that'll be nice. And this middle piece, we're trying to make the most of our cutouts. So we had cut the old forks off because they were garbage. Somebody cut them off real short. And then this top support piece, this is just a sketch we did. The other one's down at work currently sitting there, but I will machine it up so it'll look like this. Because, you try to make the most of your cutouts, because this thicker stuff, it adds up pretty quick. Once we finish all this, the lift should be a lot stronger. The previous owner said he was lifting about 24,000 pounds, so quite a bit over its capacity. And a mixture of those forks being too low and this being just janky, it bent it all up, so we had to redo it. Here's the capacity on this lift. I never did show that in other videos. A couple more things is I believe the transmission is weak in reverse. It did not want to climb up on a low boy. Could just be because how heavy it is. And it needs injectors, I believe. It sputters on acceleration, the higher RPMs.